Shoto are much rarer. There's a lot fewer styles that train with the middle length sword, the Wakizashi or the Shotos. In this video I'm going to be talking all about the Red Oak Shoto we have for sale at Enso. I'm going to be talking about what it is, what it's made from, why do you want to use it, and at the end I'll put together a short montage of people training with this. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 33 years and I've been the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 16 years. If you're liking this video, click the little icon, subscribe to this channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the Red Oak Shoto that we have for sale at Enso. So first and foremost, what is it? What is a Shoto? Well, it is a wooden version of a Wakizashi, which is the middle length sword of the 3 blades that a samurai would carry. So they carry a katana, a Wakizashi middle length, and a short tanto like a little knife. Now there are wooden equivalents of all of these: the Bokken, the Shoto and the tanto, like this. Now in terms of actually training, you can't train with metal swords in terms of partner work and sparring. It's just really not a good idea. If anything goes wrong, you're going to lose a training partner very quickly, and also you're very likely to damage your very expensive swords. There's just no point in doing it. So as long as katana and Wakizashi and tanto have existed, training equivalents have existed too. So that's why they're made out of wood. Now some styles have gone as far as to now only ever train with wood and just don't use the metal ones at all, styles like Aikido. And they tend to just use the Bokken. Now Shoto are much rarer. There's a lot fewer styles that train with the middle length sword, the Wakizashi or the Shotos, so there's a lot less people buying these. However, it's still a very important weapon in Japanese martial arts and it should definitely not be ignored. So some people will call these wooden Wakizashi, that's a perfectly legitimate name for them, but the Shoto is actually the real name for the wooden version of the Wakizashi. So yeah, we're going to use the correct name, and as it's made out of red oak, we're going to call it Red Oak Shoto. So yeah, going on to what it's made of, it is made from red oak, which is a super durable wood. It's relatively inexpensive and really tough. Now a lot of training weapons, mainly Japanese but some Chinese, Korean too, are made out of red oak. It's a very common, the most standard like training weapon material I think these days. So yeah, really nice, pretty wood, and also very durable. In terms of actually breaking it, I usually say to people with Bokken, like, take it easy, it is wood, you know, there's very little chance you're going to break this. Now because of the length of this, it's even more unlikely you're going to break something like this. The length just makes it really strong because it hasn't got the leverage like a Bokken would or a bow staff would. It is still wood though, it is going to dent. If you're going to town on it, you know, you are going to damage it. So take it easy if you want to maintain its like pristine looks. If you're not bothered about that, go for it and see what you can do with it. Training with Shoto is something that you'd move on to over time. It's not really like the first weapon that you'd come to. Most people will start off with Bokken. So you do a lot of training techniques, there's a lot of drills to do with Bokken, a lot of sparring, and the Shoto is something that you'd move on like later in your training career. Also people do just buy them because they're interested, they want to see what it's like to train with Shoto in one hand, Bokken in the other, or at least having them and being able to pull them out as they like in terms of like sparring. So it's something that people do pick up, just have a go with and just experiment with their training. Now we do on occasion get people buying these for kids, really little kids that want to do some Bokken training. The kids' Bokkens are still a bit too long for them, so they'll buy a Shoto, which is a really short one. You know, if the kid's sort of like 5-6 years old, then the Shoto is a really good option for them, really nice and small, and it means they actually get to do some Bokken training. So if you're teaching kids Bokken, try the young ones out on this, I think they'll really like it. So what styles would use something like this? Well, like I said, it might be like kids Bokken classes. For the really young, they might use these, and that could be anything like Aikido or Ninjutsu or any of the sword styles, if possibly Kendo if they're doing Bokken stuff as well, Kenjutsu, Iaido, possibly. would use this, but the people that would use this mainly would be the Kenjutsu guys. I think the guys that are moving on and doing a bit more sort of in-depth stuff would use the Shoto. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't styles that won't use them. Like Aikido styles, ninjutsu styles will branch off and they will sort of introduce this. If you get an instructor who's dabbled with other things and dabbled with more in-depth sword styles, he might be bringing it into his own class. So you might be in a class that's using Shoto in your class, but you know, like I say, as a standard rule, it will be the sword styles specifically that we're training with Shoto, not many else. But yeah, like I say, there's always pockets where people are adding it in to a different existing style. So I've mentioned a few other weapons that we have at Enso Martial Arts for sale. So as well as the Red Oak Shoto, we also have Red Oak Bokken and White Oak Bokken. Foam Bokken for sparring, amazing training tool, Saburi Bokken. We have two types of black Bokken. We have the Black Oak Bokken. We also do the Cold Steel Unbreakable Bokken and the Plastic Saya. Now, not all our Bokken fit the Plastic Saya, but the Red Oak, White Oak, Black Oak, Cold Steel Bokken all fit this Plastic Saya, along with the Shoto and the Cold Steel Wakizashi. Now, just talking about the Saya with the Wakizashi, it would be nice to practice a bit of drawing. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit jangly inside the Saya, so it doesn't hold it in. Now, these Saya are designed for Bokken, but if you did want to practice some drawing, I'm sure there'll be a way around it. You can still use this, cut this off, and you've got a nice scabbard. Now, scabbards for Shotos are not that common, so this might be a cheap way to be able to get yourself a scabbard for your Shoto. You can still practice drawing, it will still work, but obviously it's not perfect, but still a good option. So just giving you the dimensions of the Shoto. Now, all the dimensions will be on the website, so if you want to know absolutely everything, it will be on there. But just give you a few. So this is 22 inches or around 56 centimeters long. The blade length on its own comes in around 16 inches or 41 centimeters. And just having a look at the weight, this weighs in at just over 300 grams, which is in the ballpark for weights of Wakizashis and Shotos. So as promised at the beginning of the video, here's a short montage of people training with Bokken and Shoto. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope you learned loads about the Red Oak Shoto we have for sale at Enso. If you like this video, click the little icon, subscribe to his channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. Thanks very much and I'll see you soon. Cheers!